All right, I want to welcome everybody to this broadcast, Shared Living Profits. My name is Idris Talib. I've been investing in real estate for 22 years since 2003. I want to present to you one of the most exciting things that I've ever come across when it comes to real estate investing. I'm known as a pretty house guy. Basically, my claim to fame is I invest in nice houses, in nice neighborhoods, in good school districts without having to do any rehab projects, without having to get any mortgages, without putting any money down, without having my credit ran. That it was my claim to fame as a pretty house guy. So now what I've been doing is I've been going down another niche, which is shared living investing. And today, what I'm going to present to you is how can you generate $2,000 within the next 60 days without needing to buy a home whatsoever. The most exciting thing is you don't have to have any experience. You don't have to do any rehab projects. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to go to the credit and fill out any loan applications. That's the most exciting thing about this business model. Another thing that it does is it addresses the affordable housing crisis. Right now, real estate has become very expensive, and many individuals they can't afford to stay in a house on their own, or they're not able to qualify for the financing. So, in the next few moments, what I'm going to share with you is I'm going to go over one of the first steps that you can do to make $2,000 a month within the next 60 days. I just really want you to think about 60 days from now. Today is September 15th. November 15th, you'll have a property cash flowing $2,000 every single month. That's just on one property. The best thing about it is you can keep duplicating this over and over again. I have some students right now, they're doing over $25,000 a month utilizing this business strategy. So what I want to present to you is what is the process that you need to go to ensure that you're going to be able to hit this within the next 60 days. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you follow these steps, if you take action, a lot of you're actually going to be able to achieve this before 60 days is up. Right. So what I want to do is tell you a little bit about my background. I went to college for computer engineering. I ended up playing basketball at North Carolina State. Then from there, that's when my eyes opened up. You know, we had a private plane going all over the world. I said, man, I want to make some money when I get out. So I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and my entire life changed. That's when I knew that I wanted to invest in real estate. I wanted to become an entrepreneur. When I came out of college, I went to school for computer engineering. That's when the tech bubble burst. I got into finance. Now, when I was in finance, I was with Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. So I was on the insurance side of the things. Then I went to the financial planning side of things. Then I went to institutional investments. And my last job in finance, I was a stockbroker on Wall Street at Morgan Stanley. So I've been able to see the entire spectrum of finance and actually what are wealthy people doing. And one of the things that I learned is at these larger companies, these individuals, they're not creating wealth by investing money in stocks. They're holding their wealth in stocks. They've already made their money. They're just holding their wealth. Same thing in real estate. It's very rare that you see people where they actually make their fortune in real estate. They hold their fortune in real estate because it outpaces inflation. One of the things that I'm going to share with you this evening is that you can actually generate cash flow from real estate without having to own the real estate. And it's one of the most highly leveraged ways of being able to achieve financial independence for yourself. Many of the individuals that I work with, they make between $100,000 to $250,000 a year. If you're going to save money in your 401k to be able to retire off that amount of money, you need to save between 2.5 million to 6.25 million dollars to live off 4%. 4% off 2.5 million is 100,000. 4% off 6.25 million is $250,000. That's a lot of money. And I'm 45 years old. If you're anything like me, you're in that sandwich generation. Basically, you're taking care of your children. Then you may have aging parents who are on fixed incomes that you need to provide assistance for. And you know, you're the one who made it. You've had some success. You're doing very well. But then you have this heavy burden on you. How in the world are you going to be able to save enough money for retirement? And that's what I want to go over tonight. I want to show you in accelerate. It's not going to take you 30 or 40 years to be able to retire. I'm going to show you how you can do it within 12, 18, 24 months, because we're going to do it based off cash flow. You're not going to be saving all of this money. So we got based off cash flow. Let's think about it. $100,000 is equivalent. It's a little bit less. It's actually $8,333 a month. Let's just round it up to $10,000 a month. Okay. Now, 250,000. Let's just round that to 20,000 a month. That's 240. So let me ask you a question. Do you think it's easier for you to save 2.5 million or create $10,000 a month of cash flow? And I'm going to show you how you can get $2,000 of cash flow. Now, this is net income within 60 days. Again, today's September 15th, 2025. I'm not sure when you're going to see this, but I'm recording September 15th. October, November. November 15th. Oh, look like I paused. Okay, anyway, I'm back. November 15th, you can have $2,000 a month. Throughout the year, that's $24,000 of one house. And you don't even need to buy the house. That's the most beautiful part about this. Now, let me get into why I'm not a big advocate of people buying houses right now. I do believe you should own real estate, but not to get started. Let me tell you why. What I like to do when I work with individuals is I want to share with you the fastest way to create cash flow with the least amount of risk. Okay? Because there's risk in everything that you do. There is. If anyone tells you there's no risk in any type of business endeavor, they're lying to you. There's risk in everything in life. What we have to do is just manage those risks. Is there enough upside potential that's going to allow us to make the risk worth it? And what I'm going to show you, I'll let you be able to make that decision for yourself. Okay? So another thing that I want to do is I want to show you the fastest way for you to be able to hit your goals. So let's just do a little bit of math, okay? I don't know where you are in the country. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, okay? So the average house, I want to say is like $500,000 here in Atlanta. But let's just hypothetically say that I can find a good investment property for $300,000, okay? If I'm going to buy that property a traditional way, I'm going to have to go to a lender, a bank, borrow the money unless I have cash. Okay. So now, in order to do that, since it's not going to be my primary residence, the bank, more than likely, they're going to require 20% down. 20%. You're in Lafayette, Motion with Queen and things. Okay, Lafayette, Louisiana. Okay, great area. I've only been to Louisiana. Well, I've been there about 3 times. I went to actually New Orleans every single time. When I played basketball in college, we played against Tulane. So, and then I went to a family reunion. It was actually my ex-wife. We had a family reunion down in New Orleans. So that's why I got to go down the quarter area. I forgot what it's called, Bourbon Street. So yeah, we had a great time. But nonetheless, back to my example. Where is that? Oh, okay. So now, if you're going to be looking to borrow money, the bank is going to require 20%. So 20% of $300,000 is $60,000. All right. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to save $60,000. Okay. Now, the next thing is before you can get approved, the lender wants to look at your income. So you're going to have, pretty strong income. And then you need to have pretty strong credit. But basically what you're doing is you're signing yourself up for a if you're going to get a 30-year mortgage, a 30-year obligation to make these timely payments on this property. Now, I will say long-term with real estate, it is a way for you to create wealth for yourself. Long-term it is. Now, most people, because of how high interest rates are right now, typically your interest rate right now is going to be above 7%. All right. So by the time that you rent that house out, especially if you're renting out to a single family, you're lucky if you cash flow $200 or $300 every single month. Now, that's not bad, but at the same time, is that really going to make a significant impact on your finances? What I suggest people do is do shared living investing, okay? And let me explain what that is. Shared living investing, it gives you an opportunity to create multi-family income with a single family house. In a way that you do that, each one of those bedrooms is like its own apartment. You furnish the bedrooms, and then you're going to rent those bedrooms out to individuals who are looking for affordable housing. And that's your value proposition to the marketplace. You're allowing people to be able to have a safe, clean, affordable place to stay. And there's a high demand for that. So let's just imagine you have 4 bedrooms. More than likely, if you have 4 bedrooms, you said, what if you don't have good credit? I'm gonna address that. I'm gonna address that. Just stay there. I'm gonna promise you I'm gonna address that for you, okay? Um, I'm just doing a little bit of math and match right now, okay? So let's just say you do buy that house and you are doing the shared living investing. More than likely, instead of only getting $200 or $300 a month, you're going to be able to have $1,500, $2,000 a month. But let's just go with 1,500, just to be conservative. 1,500. Now, this is after all expenses are paid. So $1,500 times 12 months is $18,000 of cash flow. All right. Now, this $18,000 that you're going to generate over the year, if you divide that by your $60,000 investment, that's a 30% rate of return, which is a phenomenal rate of return considering what you may get. Glad I caught. Oh, yeah. Okay, great. I'm glad y'all in Group Homes for News. Yeah, wonderful group. Lynette's doing wonderful things, in the group. And, I've taught some stuff in the group as well. Just put my name in there. You'll see a lot of the things that I've taught. But yeah, Lynette, the team, Mikhail, William, everyone, they're just doing wonderful things all around the country. So that's a great group to be involved with. Okay. So typically that 30% rate of return is going to be a lot better than what you're going to be able to get in your 401k because it's consistent. But let me tell you how you're going to be able to supercharge this, okay? By leveraging rental arbitrage. And basically what rental arbitrage is, instead of going out and buying the house, you are going to lease a house, rent a house. Then you're going to sublease it. Now you need to get permission to do this, okay? Let the owner of the house know what you're doing. And then that's really going to allow you to create a substantial amount of leverage for yourself, okay? And let's do the math on this, okay? So with $60,000, remember, you put $60,000 down to be able to qualify for that mortgage if you buy the house. If you're renting houses, now, of course, it depends on where you are in the country. You can control 8 houses with $60,000. Imagine being able to generate $1,500 per month per house. $1,500 a month times 8 houses is $12,000 a month. What would that do for you financially if you're able to bring in an extra $12,000 a month? That's $144,000 in a year. For a lot of us, you may be able to quit your job. Imagine how fast you're going to be able to get out of debt. Imagine how much money you can put away for retirement, or maybe put away money to start that business that you wanted to start. Not only that, you're going to have 8 houses. Each of those houses can be for different purposes. Maybe one house is to help mom and dad out who's getting older and they're on fixed incomes. Maybe another house can be to ensure that your children are able to pay for college, or maybe they're out of college and help them out or whatever. It gives you so many different options. And the best thing about this is you're going to be able to earn while you learn the business. Not only that, you're going to put yourself in a very strong financial position based off cash flow. Because you remember initially when we started off with this conversation, the initial goal was if you make $100,000 a year, you need about $10,000 of monthly income to be able to retire and maintain the same standard of living. Well, you have it right there with those 8 houses. And I'm going to talk with you about How are we going to get started within the next 60 days so we can generate about $2,000 a month? Okay. So now, let me share my screen with y'all. Before I share my screen, one of the things that I want to kind of go over is my methodology. Okay. I have something which is called a 4F framework. All right. Now, this is typically what most people do when they get started in this business. The first thing that they do is the first F is they will go out and find a house. Okay. The next thing that they do is once they find a house, then you need to fund the acquisition. So the second F is fund. Okay. Now, the third F is you have to furnish the house. Now, I have seen business models to where you don't furnish the house, but for the most part, people do, they'll furnish the house. And now the last F is fill the house up. That's how you're going to be able to generate income for yourself. Okay. Let me tell you the problem that I see people run into. Okay. So they will spend a good amount of time finding that house. Okay. And let's just throw some numbers out. Let's just say that the house is, let's say it's $2,000 a month. So typically to be able to acquire that house with rental arbitrage, you need $2,000 for a security deposit, another $2,000, of course it's gonna be prorated for the first month's rent. And then you need to furnish your house. Now, what I teach is we're gonna try to get as much free and reduced cost furniture as possible, okay? So let's just say maybe that's another $2,000. So now you're out of pocket $6,000. Then they start marketing for residents, okay? Now, by the time they really get things going and getting residents applying for that house, another month has passed. Now they spend another $2,000. What happens is sometimes people, they start panicking and they allow anybody to come into their house. And as a result, if they don't have the right people in their house, it can cause future problems down the road. So what I teach is I want you to start off with filling the house first. I want you to create a waiting list for yourself. I want you to have the day that you're able to acquire the house and put furniture in, you have people moving in, handing you money. That's the methodology that I teach. And I'm going to show you a tool that I created. Let me share my screen with you real fast. Let's share. All right, share screen. Let me see. Give me 1 second, everyone. Window. I'm not even sure how to do this, to be honest with you. All right, I'm just going to share the screen right here. All right, so you're looking at this screen. All right, let's go to new chat. All right, are y'all able to see my screen? Hopefully you can. Okay, let's share this tab instead. All right, cool. Now I know you can see my screen. Okay. So what I have done is I've created a custom GPT. So this is AI. And what this is going to do is this is going to show you the best way to find the right type of residence for your particular area. Okay. So let me demonstrate how this works. So right here, this is our resident marketing plan. It's a resident marketing plan, GPT, share living profits. I created it. Generated full 30-day marketing plan to help share living profit students fill the rooms fast based on resident type they select. Okay. So one of the first things that I like to do is I like to identify what is my particular area. So I would say I am in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am interested in being a shared living housing provider for residents. I want you to advise me on the top demographics to target to provide safe clean, affordable housing. So right now, what I want to do is I want to know, okay, what are the different type of demographics that I can target in my particular area? Because depending on where you are, it's going to dictate which populations are better for you, okay? Press enter. All right. If you're considering offering shared living in Atlanta, picking the right demographic is super important for filling quickly, ensuring compatibility, safety, yada, yada, yada. All right. So now, one of the demographics they have are young professionals, college students, lower middle income workers, people relocating, older singles, divorced, post college roommates, individuals with housing vouchers, low income assisted programs. Things to keep in mind. So these are different risks. Shared living means more interpersonal dynamics, roommate compatibility, rules, privacy noise. Turnover tends to be higher among students and people just getting started. Safety and cleanliness are non-negotiable. Zoning law permits, deposit application costs. Here's some data right here. And then if you want, I can choose 2 to 3 priority demographics for the list for you. I'm gonna put yes, select 2 to 3 demographics. My preference is older, mature adults over the age of 35. I do not house children or adults with pets. All right. So based off this, older singles, recently divorced, separated, or widowed adults looking for affordable, stable housing. While they're ideal, they're quiet, responsible, and clean, prefer a peaceful, respectful environment. Pain point. Many can't afford $1,500 to $2,000 a month for a one-bedroom, especially after divorce and life changes. Highlight privacy, clean, common areas. So basically, it's telling us how to market to them, where to find them. Facebook Marketplace, divorce recovery groups, Craigslist, Roomies, local classifieds, traveling contract workers. So these could be healthcare, like a traveling nurses, things of that nature. All right. Quiet, lower middle income adults. So these are working singles. And then bonus fit, age 35 plus, clean background, stable income, no children, no pets, prefer peaceful, structured environment. Next steps. I'll build you out a 30-day marketing plan. So I'm gonna add another demographic. I would like for you to add individuals with guaranteed income. All right. So excellent. Adding individual with guaranteed income rounds out your target market, low turnover, stable paying tenants. So these individuals are early retirees collecting pension or SSI, SSDI, veterans with VA income, adults with long-term disability, widows, widowers receiving survivor benefits. While they are their steady, reliable income, tend to be home more often, low likelihood of causing disruptions, may stay longer if they like the setup. And then these are just some different things. All right. So now what it would do, and I created all this. So I can, for your 30-day marketing plan, it's going to include daily post checklist, add templates you can put on Craigslist, Facebook, Roomies, 14 post captions, 4 DM scripts, referral source guide. Let's do it. I'm going to put, yes, let's do it. And look at this, y'all. Instead of you picking your brain, trying to figure out how to market, where to market to, or whatever, voila, it's all right here for you. It tells you exactly what to do on a day-by-day basis. And I'm going to show you some real cool stuff. But before we get to that, let me see if anybody have any questions or anything. Okay, no questions so far? All right, great. So this is basically telling you how to do everything for the first 30 days. And then here's another great thing. It's showing you the actual ads to write. For the Craigslist ad, older single, this room is made for you. And it has the actual ad. private furnished room or peaceful shared home, $850 per month. Now you can change these prices up. This is just a template. Includes all utilities, Wi-Fi, laundry, no pets, no children. So I will tell you this now. You cannot put no children. That's going to violate the Fair Housing Act, okay? Well, that's considered discrimination. Quiet, clean household, ideal for VA, SSI, or steady income residents, flexible lease terms, safe area, parking available. Call, text, near, wherever. This is Facebook Marketplace, guaranteed income, you're pre-approved. Look at this. This is for roomies. And then these are 14 social media captions if you want to put posts, reels, and stories. And this is if you actually want to cold DM people in Facebook groups. Hey, sorry you're looking for a room, have a private room, quiet room available in a shared home, fully furnished, all inclusive. So these are just, I just want to show y'all. So these are some other referral sources, local churches and pastors. This is what you say. So we have all of this. Let's start screening these leads. Use the resident screener GPT. So that's what I have right here, the resident screener GPT, but we're not going to get into this right now, okay? So let's just say that, you want to do a different type of market, okay? So one of the markets that I am developing are wealthy widows, okay? So one of the markets that I am developing, let's say targeting, are wealthy widows. I would like for you to create a marketing plan for this demographic. All right. Targeting wealthy widows is a brilliant niche, especially for higher end, quiet, comfortable, driven, and community oriented shared housing. These women often value safety, companionship, and cleanliness and willing to pay for quality. This is their age. This is where their income's coming from, their lifestyle. All right. And then this is just a whole marketing plan right here. I can do this for any niche. These are the different ad copy. This is a strategy, like if you want to put photos and videos. And let's just say this is how to DM them. You know, let's just say, how much should I charge these wealthy widows? For standard room, 1,000, 1,200, 1,300. The rooms, I will say that the houses I have are a lot nicer, so I charge a lot more than this. I charge way more than this. So let's just say, another thing you can say is, what are the best parts of Atlanta to house this demographic? And this just talks about some of the different areas and everything. Okay. So basically, I'm just giving you a demonstration of how easy it is to get the information you need so you can get started on your business. Okay. So every night, because I know it's getting kind of late, every single evening, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over one of these custom GPTs. And what I do is I think about the different aspects of this business model and what kind of tools can I create so you can go out, utilize these tools so you can start to build some success for yourself. Matter of fact, what I'm doing right now is I am creating a cohort, okay? So I'm going to invite probably about between 5 and 10 individuals to work along with me. I'm not just going to be coaching, but you're going to be working along with me. We're going to be utilizing these GPTs, and we're going to work to ensure that you're able to have that $2,000 within 60 days. If you're interested in that, just DM me 2K, just the number 2 and then K, like 2,000, okay? Then just send me a message for that, and then we'll have a conversation, and then we'll see if you're a good fit for that. But nonetheless, let me go back and see if I got any questions. Let me stop sharing. All right. So does anyone have any questions about anything right now? Okay, so we don't have any questions. Now, if you're watching a replay of this, make sure, feel free to ask me any questions. Now, I'm going to get back and I'll answer every single question. Another thing that I have, matter of fact, let me share my screen with you. If you want to get some more information, and I just started it, I don't have a lot of information up there, but I'm going to put a lot more information up there. I actually have a free school group that you can join to where I'm going to be adding all types of information. You're going to be able to interact with the different members all across the country as well. So let me share my screen with you real fast. Oh no, okay, here's the actual group right here. Okay, so here's the URL for it. Let me figure out how to drop the URL. So right here, this is just, the page. You're going to click the join, then I'll approve you. And then from there, this is the actual community right here where I have different things. We talk about different things here. Here's the classroom right here. Now, all of these programs aren't developed, so I'm going to be adding a lot more detail to it. I'm going to be adding things to the calendar. I'm going to be live streaming in the group. If you want to introduce yourself to some of the members, leaderboards, things of that nature. But I'm really going to be putting, a lot of content in this group. This is a way for you to be able to interact with other people. So, I'll be happy to, talk to any of you. Okay. Stop sharing. All right. So let me post a comment for everyone. All right. So that right there is the URL, for the school group. So you should be able to click on it. Last but not least, the thing that I want to tell you is if you really get serious, oh, look like it didn't post. Can't post comments to some destinations. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is in the comments, I'm going to post the school group. Let me see if I can figure out another way to put it in. 1 second, everyone. Notes, comments. All right, let me try it one more time. So it looked like it went to YouTube and Facebook. Okay, cool. So I think it did post this time. So yeah, just make sure join the school group. And again, I have this cohort. We're going to be working together to where you're going to be able to generate $2,000 within the next 60 days. If you have any questions about anything, say please respond. Oh, did you have a question? Let me see. Okay, what question did you have? The motion with queen and things. Do you have a question? You can go ahead and type in your question. I'll answer it for you. Okay. Again, like I was saying, we are going to be working together to help you actually build this business piece by piece by piece. And like I said, I've created some tools that are really going to help accelerate your progress no matter where you are. Because the thing that I love most about this business is that it's recession proof. It's not going anywhere whatsoever. Another thing is you're going to be able to serve a variety of different type of populations, from affordable housing to at-risk individuals, to people with different type of intellectual developmental disabilities, people with mental health. You can actually do, other population. You do wealthy populations. Give me a second, y'all. Let me take my background off. I'm gonna show you where I'm at right now. If I can, give me a second. Visual effects, none. All right. So the house that I'm in right now, this is one of our share living houses. This house is actually a $5.6 million house that I'm in right now. And I can kind of see. You see. So we doing this house. It's called Luxury Collaborative Living. Let me see if I can show y'all some of it. You see behind me, that's where the little wine stuff goes. Walking backwards into the kitchen. Oops, see if I can see, So this is a beautiful kitchen right here. Let's see where else we got. Turn the lights in here. So it's one of the living rooms right here. You can see. All right. Go downstairs. Take you to the theater room. All right, so this is the theater room. As you can see, we got stuff. It's not all the way put up right here, but that's where the theater is. Have like a little salon place. So for ladies to get their hair done, men, they want to get a little barber seat. Let's see. Here's one of the bedrooms. All right. It's one of the rooms right here. It's one of the bathrooms. It's a closet. Right. But I mean, there's several rooms in this house. It'll take me forever to walk around this whole house. But let me see. I think my internet's gonna go if I show y'all the pool. But if you go to my Facebook page, you'll be able to actually see the house that I'm in right now. As a matter of fact, we got another house down the road that's beautiful. But yeah, okay. Motion queens and things. Yeah. Make sure you message me. I'd love to get in contact with you. Uh-oh. Looks like, my camera went out. Oh, there we go. All right, anyway, so I'm going to be doing these lives quite often because a lot of people have been asking me, a lot of questions. Am I going out? I'm not sure if y'all can still hear me, but I'm not able to see myself move. Okay, here we go. But yeah, like I said, just make sure you comment, ask me any questions that you have. If you're watching the replay, just comment 2K if you want to, talk to me about the cohort that I have coming on or whatever. And I'm going to be, let's see, tomorrow. How do I'm going to figure out how to send out the link, okay? So on Clubhouse, I know a lot of people, they're not on Clubhouse anymore, but my business partner and I, we're going to be going live. We're going to be talking about luxury collaborative living. So that's at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Clubhouse. But I'll figure out a way to put the link in the comments. But if you have any questions about anything, again, just drop them down below. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the next live.